We do have some survey. This is the more boring answer, but when Matthew did the survey 3 years ago and surveyed 45 people who were consistently panhandling, the average length of time panhandling for them was 8.7 years, with responses ranging from 2 months to 30 years. So it's pretty wide, and it was important to note that they didn't necessarily do that every day for 8.7 years, but that they panhandled on and off for a period.
But are they panhandling because, okay, I need to go have that drink, or okay, what's your job? Well, I hold the sign. You know, are they panhandling because they need to feed your children and you're getting to a temporary situation? So I don't know if you can point at a certain amount of time on a piece of paper. A lot of the people you see, you know, I don't go to Nicollet Mall to Target because I panhandled, but I held a sign up, you know, on 7th, and I say where I was, 7th and Highway 55, and I've never walked up to anybody and said, can you give me a dime, or, you know, I held a sign up, gave them the choice to roll their window down, and I never once ever walked up to a car. I always waited to be motioned. Maybe saving myself a ticket, I was figuring. Okay. But I don't go to Nicollet Mall because, to be really honest, I don't go to Nicollet Mall and I don't go by Target because I know and Monica's going to slap me, but most of the people down there are full of crap that are asking you for money and
that's your perception.
That's my perception. Yes, it is. But I know a lot of the people, and I know that they're not there making themselves better, and I know what they're up to. So you're right. Some people are in it. They don't have a choice, and it's circumstances. Some people really abuse the good nature and the good fortune given to us by the good people of Minneapolis. And, you know, sorry.
This is a question I hear often. Do you encounter panhandlers who resist getting into housing or into shelters?
What's that, sir?
Do you encounter panhandlers who resist getting into housing or into shelters?
Well, here's my answer. I know people, and I think Stephen mentioned this, who will choose to sleep outside over a very overcrowded, smelly shelter. But if you were to ask Stephen if he would trade his apartment right now for shelter outside, his answer would be
no.
I think sometimes people are in great despair and they think when I talk to people, all I'm going to offer them is Curry Avenue, Salvation Army and Catholic Charities. And so they're like, I'm fine. You know, just leave me alone, I'm fine. But if we talk about housing, and as Kathy mentioned, housing first, we'll do housing first. We have great success and have moved thousands of people. At St. Stephen's, hundreds of people alone just at St. Stephen's.
I think Chris started out talking about some statistics. And I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Hitchhiked to get to Minneapolis in 1997. I've been here ever since. And it's a fact that the average cell in average prison is 6 by 9. And I was in one for many years. And so what I'm saying is that statistics show that a guy can get out of prison and have a prison history or record or something like that. And he probably won't have an opportunity to ever be a meaningful member of society, because statistics show that naturally when you walk in and you write your name on an application, you tell them that you have that type of history. As soon as you walk out the door, before the door even closed, your application will be in the garbage. You know, I went to school after I got out of prison and slept in an elevator while going to school until I finally ended up sleeping in a shelter, voluntarily working for that shelter while working at a plasma center that a lady knew me to be on the streets before, but when she found out I was in school, gave me an opportunity to have a 2 jobs and went to school for 18 months to get a degree that I can't even get a job in. And I aced school. So how is that for a statistic?
Is there more room in a jail cell or in a bed at Salvation Army or Catholic Charities?
There's more room in a jail cell.
I'd just like to add to this answer in that I was talking with a man who lives in a camp not far from the Basilica, and he's been there for decades, and is working with St. Stephen's, and we talked about getting an apartment, and his response was, well, what am I going to do during the day? And, you know, it was just this whole paradigm shift around, you know, you can still go out and do things, but it's about sleeping, it's about safety. And he started talking about how when he sleeps in the camp, how he can't really sleep because he's just, you know, always afraid. You know, it's like, what, you know, what's that noise? What's that noise? And he was talking about how he continually has to protect himself, even through sleeping. And then the discussion kind of went, well, you know, that's the gift of moving into an apartment, is that you can be safe. I mean, the fundamental piece of you know, the hierarchy of needs of safety. And so that's the gift that, again, St. Stephen's provides as they say, all right, first housing, you know, get into a safe place to live. And they go. I mean, there are people that I met a man named Mike who's been decades in the home by the camp by the Basilica, and he came to see me a couple weeks ago to say, I got an apartment. And he was so proud, and he was actually beginning to work on sobriety. I mean, this is a miracle. This is a miracle. But it doesn't happen overnight. But it takes time, and it really does work.
Downtown businesses are obviously concerned about the safety issues related to panhandling. What can these businesses do to help end poverty? And what are they doing? What are they doing to help end poverty? What is their involvement? What are the downtown businesses involved in to respond to these issues?
Shane can probably answer this a little better than I can, but if you look at organizations like Macy's and Target and many others downtown, they give a tremendous amount of money to organizations in need, like St. Stephen's and other areas, to help people. I also know that they do hire folks, although we're in a job crunch situation also, but they do, I think, a lot do their own part. Plus they help us too, and they help us you know, with equipment and et cetera, and officer salaries so that we can, you know, help folks who are homeless and panhandling also. But Shane, did you have more to add?
Matter of fact, back in July 2009, the Downtown Improvement District was funded by the businesses and it runs a little over $6 million a year. This is a special assessment. This is beyond what they're paying for their taxes already. Some of the things that you see in downtown now are the yellow shirts that you see down there. We have safety ambassadors and cleaning ambassadors. So training and educating the ambassadors what to look for. Matter of fact, St. Stephen's is, as a coordinator is coming in to look to train the ambassadors what to look for and basically triage needs to the right resources. So those are one of many things that is being done. The other thing is the Give Real Change campaign. We also work with different problems, whether it's crime related with Minneapolis Police Department, or another great initiative that we have downtown working with St. Stephen's is Radio Link. We have businesses that are all connected. Over 49 businesses are connected through a common radio channel, which St. Stephen's happens to be on. So if we see issues, we can get resources to those individuals right away. One of the tremendous things I've even seen with law enforcement, even the security for the businesses downtown, is not arresting away the problem. A lot of times they'll call over St. Stephen's when responding to different issues. And it's been a tremendous, I think, change in the last 3 years of what's being done by the business community downtown. There's still a lot of opportunity, but I think that we can all do better at how we really are ending homelessness and what more can we do or give or volunteer.
Okay, you both forgot